Hello everybody, I'm Brian with Marlboro Tire and Automotive. Several days ago I shared a video about a noise from the rear end of a Chevy Tahoe, and I wanted to share with you what it took to repair it and the end result. We noticed during our inspection the extremely dirty fluid and the extensive damage inside of the rear differential, resulting in our recommendation to replace the entire rear axle assembly, including 2 new axle shafts. This is quite an involved process. It takes a considerable amount of work and a considerable amount of time to get the whole differential assembly out of the vehicle and in a new one installed. We removed the rear tire and wheel assembly on both sides, and then removed the rear brake calipers, brake pads, brake rotors, parking brake shoes, and backing plates on both sides of the vehicle. We then removed the drive shaft and set it off to the side for safekeeping. We continue on to removing rear suspension components such as rear sway bars, sway bar links, sway bar frame mount bushings, rear shocks, rear trailing arms, and rear panhand bars. All these suspension components have to come out, including the coil springs. After several suspension components are removed, the axle needs to be supported for safety. This makes the job a little bit more difficult as the rest of the work is done from the floor. After all of the suspension components are disconnected, all that's left to do is to raise the vehicle, leaving the axle assembly on the jack stands, removing it from the vehicle. When the new parts arrive, they are inspected to make sure that they meet our standards and that there is no damage. Components from the old axle will be removed, cleaned, and inspected. And so long as there's no need to replace them, they will be installed on the new axle for reuse. This helps save money. Several hours later, after a lot of hard work, the rear end assembly is installed in the truck. Installation of new wheel studs into the new axle shafts and the installation of the axle shafts and filling the differential with fresh fluid completes the job. After a long day of hard work, the rear axle assembly has been installed, and this Tahoe is back on the road.